already know what it is. You saw the title. I'm reacting to the drama. I'm an OG Dream SMP fan. I'm talking to Dream. I unfortunately, I want to say my community, the community of older adults that watched Dream SMP during that 2021 era, our community basically got disintegrated um, because of all this drama that was happening behind the scenes that nobody really, in my opinion, had the balls to really tackle for years. So now everything is brewing to the surface miraculously at the beginning of 2025. Do I think that this timing is an accident? Nope, not at all. Let's be real, okay? Across the board, views are down. Let's keep a spade a spade. Look, I love all of these creators that I'm about to talk about and react to in this video. Just straight up, I do. I've been watching them forever. I bought pretty much a lot of their merch if they didn't send it to me. Like these creators, I'm talking to some of these creators as you already know. So this is a big deal. And this is gonna be a long, long video. I think Dream got hoed. I'm just being honest with y'all. I think Dream got hoed the last few years. I feel like the whole false accusation thing, people doxing him constantly. I think that whole situation ruined his life. I really do. And I think it ruined his perception in these circles. And I think it tainted the entire Dream SMP. You know, outside of the death of Technoblade, rest in peace, outside of his death really contributing to the death of the Dream SMP, in my honest opinion, it was this particular lie that festered. It was these cliquish games that started and people deciding to pull to each other's side and other people being like, well, that's my friend, I'm not gonna mess with you. Well, this is my friend, I'm not gonna mess with you. And instead of there being this mature level of we don't need to be friends, but we all can cordially support each other publicly and we can all just get along and work with each other. Instead, we got to play all these immature games. People got to subtweet. People got to retweet stupid tweets. People got to come off being dumb and do things in a way that basically causes wildfires all around the internet. So now all these fan bases are all fighting with each other. So I'm going to get my take on all of it. And I hope you guys are willing to join me for this ride. I care about the people. Do I care about the drama? I'll be honest with you, not much. I'm gonna try to be lighthearted with this because the truth of the matter is that as a fan, this is the first time in years that a lot of these people are even interacting with each other. Even if it is video via video and video back and forth and it's drama. As an actual fan, I feel like this could potentially lead to something good. Okay, potentially. I'll be honest, I'm a very positive guy. It's my thing. Okay, it's kind of been my thing. A lot of people say that, maybe even to the point of detriment. We're just gonna go ahead and get started. Anyway, like I've mentioned before to Dream directly into other creators over the internet, I've told y'all, if you want me to take something down, if you don't respect my coverage, my reaction to your videos, and you want me to take you out or something, just hit me up. Okay, just reach out. I don't mind taking this down. I can do another video without using so much of everyone's footage. But this is just also, I feel like, the best way to get all the context. That way people can't accuse me of missing context. Okay? All right. So everybody, let's strap in. Let's just get this started. We're going to start with Tubbo's perspective.
So, I guess I start like,
Hey,
where do I start? Do we need like I guess we should do like an encompassing.
2 years I just
Oh,
got
Koi
out of the
Piso's here.
basement,
What's up,
you
Twerk
are.
Bug? What's going on? Is Dream a bad guy? Can someone please answer? Koi Piso, let me explain. No,
Men, what an interesting day.
I'm gonna try
Hope
and
you're
give
good king.
unbiased
Oh, if me 40
perspective, but
months
obviously
ago could see
I'm
this.
incredibly biased because it involves all my best mates.
32 months and I
so-
feel like I'm 5 years back in time.
I'll give a full
Hope
recap.
you're well, king,
I'll give a full
nonetheless.
recap. I'll do a full recap because
39 months.
for the context
bit
of what
much.
happens, there's like, it's like, alerts are kind of like mods. Can we use the alerts? Oh wait, I can mute the alerts. What am I doing? I'm muting alerts so I can get a train of thought. Recap.
Thank God, Tubbo, because I didn't want to say it. I'm a pretty patient guy, and I could have sat through this. But those alerts were the most annoying alerts that I think I've heard in like a while. I don't know why they just constantly kept going like that. Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
2022, wait, no, 2020 and 2021. As you know, I was in the Dream SMP, and a lot of us were in the Dream SMP, and then the Dream SMP ended around the same time that pretty serious allegations about Dream came out about grooming, and everyone was like, whoa.
By the way, I'm eating pancakes because for me, this is my morning, and I didn't eat. But everyone wanted me to react to this, and I'm not going to pass that down. On a personal note, I'm doing okay. I am technically disabled. That's a whole other thing. I don't know if I've even talked about this, but yeah, I've not been really doing that great, but I'm gonna leave it alone for now. Let's just keep it going.
Oh, what the fuck? And then everyone kind of like split off. Okay, I believe now. I don't 100% know, but I think Dream has since released a video like 3 years later disproving everything. So I think that's important to keep in mind. But also, part of my brain is also tinfoil hat and like, okay, but enough money can make anything disappear. But also, you know, that is also just like,
there's nothing wrong with acknowledging that as a potential caveat to all this. But let's not put too much credence in that, right? We've seen people much more rich than Dream fall due to accusations, especially accusations that were substantiated with credible evidence. Everyone poured over all the evidence from that situation. I did. I obsessed over that evidence. Okay? For you to even insinuate for half a second that the potentially Dream paid people away to get rid of damning evidence that could show Dream as a groomer, for you even to insinuate that is damaging to his reputation. It's massively damaging to his reputation. I hope you understand that. Okay, I love you, Tubbo, but that is part of the problem. And people don't understand this. That is actually part of the issue. It's these little comments like that. You can't make comments like that about someone when they're being accused of literally being into kids. Okay? You can't do this. This is unacceptable. It's not even like the jokes, in my opinion, are warranted if there's some kind of evidence. There wasn't any reasonable evidence. It was blown out of proportion and it ruined his life. This is something that's going to hurt him for the rest of his life. And people just make these little jokes about it like it's funny. It's not funny. It's not. I don't find any of this shit funny. I don't. I just don't laugh. I can't support those jokes. It's not funny.
Like, so I'm mainly gonna talk about like the tweet and stuff, and obviously the podcast clip it's referencing and everything else.
To a good start.
So I feel like that's some good content. So 2021 happened. Okay, everyone everyone did fall out. Everyone stopped talking and stuff, and then.
By the way, the tweet that started all of this, which I know Tubbo's going to probably pull up pretty soon, it was a meme that Dream retweeted, I think. He might have posted it. He might have also just posted it. I'm not entirely sure. I think he actually tweeted it out. Which I don't agree with. I think that was dumb as hell. I'm not even gonna lie, Dream, that was really stupid. There's no reason for you to do that. But I'm gonna put a huge but here to explain what he's criticizing with the tweet. If we're gonna dig into it, we're gonna dig into it. Okay? And I think that is where a lot of people are really interested in. Instead of looking at the critique of Dream, you shouldn't be using the R slur. Yeah, he shouldn't be. He probably shouldn't be retweeting tweets of an R slur. But I'll be real with you. I'm not gonna be fake outraged over that. I'm not. There's so many other things that I've seen, especially on X, that people have said about Dream and about the community that were 10 times worse. Things people have said about me that were 10 times worse. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm fake outraged. I'm not. It's a dumb tweet. I don't think he should have tweeted it. I wouldn't tweet that. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm gung ho. I'm not going to pearl clutch over it. It's whatever. I mean, it was a stupid meme. What are we talking about here? Now, if we're going to dig into the meme itself and what he's critiquing, it's, I think, and I'm not even there yet. I'm not even reacted to his video yet. But I think he's talking about a particular part of Tommy's fan base that have been hell for him to deal with.
Over this last 2024 and 2023, everyone has just been, their mentality has just kind of been like, yeah, fuck doing anything in private. Let's just make jabs at each other. Let's just start slinging shit. And then that's kind of where we are now, to be totally honest. I think, honestly, this whole thing started with, like, honestly, probably, God, how does this, oh God, how did this, dude, you're gonna have to bear with me to monetize everything. That chatter freaking gets it. Right. So,
I don't know what he meant by that, but I'm definitely monetizing this. We getting into it.
I think, if for full context, I think this started with the video Tom released titled "If YouTubers Were Honest."
Okay.
I think that's where this started, isn't it?
Man, so yeah, because in that video, I think he took some shots at Dream, and I think Dream literally just took the shots laying down.
Isn't it? This is where this started, and it was obviously Tom's take on the one-sided Twitter beef between Dream and Quackity. Okay.
Oh my gosh, and Quackity, the one person that I would love to hear his actual perspective on all of this. He literally makes like the avatar and vanishes. Bro, Quackity Quackity is the definition of staying out the way. But I do almost feel like it's at the point where it's harmful. We're now at the point where Quackity just being like, yeah, I'm not going to address anything. I don't think it's helpful now. I don't think it's helpful because a lot of this is revolving around the QSMP and the whole thing with the language mod. There's a whole part of that this drama surrounds as well. And he's nowhere to be found to say anything about it.
Okay.
Which, let me just get this clear. There's nothing wrong with Quackity doing that, but it does hurt the rest of everyone else's explanation of things because they keep involving his name and saying things that he said or he did or he might have implied, and he's not clearing anything up. So he's just letting everything fly, and that isn't helpful. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's not helpful. It's definitely not helpful for the DSMP community. If he wants to be out the way and just say, look, I'm not trying to do none of this bull, I just want to focus on my content and move on, he's actually doing what Dream said he was going to do. Believe it or not, like, that's what Dream said he was going to do. But now at this point, I hate to say it, I really would love to hear from Quackity.
Cool. So that's where this started. And I think that's, yeah. Oh, fuck, we're going back. Guys, we're going fucking back, bruh. We're going back. So that's where it kind of started. I feel like that's been talked about to death, though. I really don't need to bring up the whole QSMP versus USMP stuff. I feel like that's been talked about to death. I feel like if you're here right now, you have that context. You know what I mean? Oh, you guys know about that. Okay, you know about Dream DM Tom's mum. Okay.
What?
Okay, so you do have the context that surrounded that video.
Dream DM'd Tommy's mom? All right, Dream, you gotta explain for yourself, bro. This needs to be explained.
that happened there. So you do have that context, huh? Yeah. So this is where this. Okay. So on to the podcast. On to. Shut up! I'm talking now. Where what Monka? Yeah. What we don't. Yes, we do. No, you do. Basically, this is one of my gripes. I obviously I can't speak for how anyone else feels because obviously these are just my thoughts and opinions and stuff. But I believe that like that is a massive overstep of personal boundaries, and personally, that is that I would not. I'd be mad. He did what? Explain, please. Yeah, basically when Tom dropped the if YouTubers were honest video, Dream DM Tom's mom and was like, I don't exactly know what it says because it was a message. And I'm like, that's a massive overstep of personal boundaries because like you have friend boundaries and then you have like your inner core circle. And I'm like, from that point on, I was like, yeah, okay, what the fuck?
Okay.
But obviously
so
it was on.
I want Dream to explain this, but I will say this. Without context, it's not necessarily, it's not wrong completely, right? Dream has that contact information for a reason. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's just immediately creepy for Dream to reach out to Tommy's mom if Tommy's mom is part of the coordination for Tommy in it. If they've reached out to each other in the past, if they communicate in the past, which I'm assuming they have because Tommy in it was, I think, still a kid when working with Dream in the Dream SMP. So it would make sense for Dream to reach out to his mom or parents and get permission for certain things. So those are the reasons why I can explain it. Those are contexts that would make sense. Does it seem like a drastic move? If like it seems drastic if you don't have any of that context added. But I'm not a child. Right? I'm not going to sit here and pick apart small details without any context and then pearl clutch over it and get all upset and be like, ew, that's so weird. He's so gross. Nothing is weird and gross about that until we find a reason for it to actually be weird or gross. Like, look at his chat. This is part of the problem. This chat is freaking out over nothing. And you're feeding into it. Tubbo, you're feeding into it. I get that you're biased, but this is part of the bias that is so blatant that it's ridiculous. And it's not like you're not taking the time to take all this stuff and decipher it on your own and then, say all these comments to yourself. Instead, you're saying these comments out loud and your chat is taking they're going to take clips of you and run with it, bro. Just run with these clips and ignore all the context. And it's going to make you look like you're on the offensive, even if you aren't.
Dude, it's hard to explain because this is like 5 years long of like little things. It's literally death by 1,000 cuts, dude. Like, it's literally death by 1,000 cuts. Like, there are so many things that have stacked up to this point. There are so many like little things. And to honestly know all of it is just the most insane thing ever. The most insane thing ever. Like, captions are on, bro. Refresh. There's just so much. It's so deep now. So, okay. That video came out. That was like first public shots. And then Tom has been on his era of just like, he's on his sling and shit era. Love that for him, obviously.
What?
Yeah.
Is that the era where you just start just saying what you want about other content creators without thinking twice about how your fan base is going to basically interact with them and how that's going to change the trajectory of your own career? Is that the era? Because if that's the era Tom's in, it's not a good era. I'm just being honest. That's not a good era. If you look at the content difference between Dream and Tom in the last couple of years, first off, Dream stopped uploading, really, for the most part, right? Like, he basically ghosted the platform. And then when he came back, he came back with a video of him trying to revamp Minecraft in a way that I mean, frankly, I've never seen before. Many other people I don't think have ever seen before, using technology that I don't think has really been used in that way. Meanwhile, Tommy is doing his comedy show, he's doing stand up, he still was releasing some Minecraft content. That was I'll be honest, I stopped tuning in. I stopped tuning into Tommy. I stopped for some reason getting recommended his videos. I also was working a regular job and I really just didn't have time to react to much of anything anymore. So you know, maybe that's why the YouTube algorithm stopped sending me the content or something. But in that time, Tommy was doing his thing, but he kept jabbing at Dream and the Dream SMP and the drama. And then he had this podcast with Jack Manifold, and they were saying stuff about Dream. And Jack Manifold talking about how much he's seeing red. He just kept talking about seeing red. And it's like, who is moving on? Not them. Dream, if anything, Dream tried. He really did try to legitimately move on. He stopped even talking about the Dream SMP. He scrapped the whole language model thing with the USMP. Like, it really seemed like Dream, at least content wise, and on Twitter, he wasn't really tweeting about them or anything. And in November, he said something that was like respectable back to all their bashing. Like, he tweeted out something that was like, respect to them or something. Wishing them mature. I don't know exactly what he tweeted, but it was something like, oh, kind of nice. It wasn't anything negative or anything like that. I don't know what he was doing behind the scenes. I can't vouch for that. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm completely tuned in with everything Dream does, because I have my own life. But the point I'm trying to make is that he seemed pretty aware of what his fan base can do and how he didn't really want that negativity in his life. He was very clear about that. And then you guys kind of just started throwing shade at him all throughout the last couple of years. Just shade, just random shade. And I think it built up over time.
What I will say is, I'm trying to be fair before I get crazy. You know, I'm trying to be fair. The Brighton friend group, I must admit, does stir the pot a lot. This is my friend group. They do stir the pot a lot, which is great. And everyone in my community is very aware of how much they stir the pot and everything. There are some things they stir the pot about where I'm like, I don't give a shit, but also like there's some things they stir the pot about and I'm like, whoa guys, this is I'm not sure about that. You know what I mean? The Brighton crew shocker. We do a bit of stirring drama, Frog. Yeah. Like, okay, so collecting my thoughts. Where are we? Where to begin? Okay. We need to start with the podcast clip. God, does this really start with Mizkif? What year is it? Oh my fucking god. Okay, right. Oh my fucking god. So, also, I have not read the Reddit post yet, which I will. Okay, so it starts off with, oh my fucking god. Right. I'm in deep. I've spent this time studying. It starts off with a Dextero tweet, which quotes Tom saying, I've never genuinely hated anyone. No, I've never genuinely hated every word and movement someone did. This is Tom talking about Mizkif.
Jeez.
Which I'm like, okay, I don't really care.
Tommy and it says, Mizkif is the first person he's met last year. Dang. Ugh. Why does he hate Mizkif so much? My lord, Tommy, what are you doing, bro? There was a moment in time when, like, Tommy's star power was so untouchable, bro, that, like, I felt like he was literally so out of here. Like, he was just so above all of the BS and all the drama that, like, I just felt like he was gonna blow up so hard. Like, he was gonna be 15 million subscribers, Mr. Beast for Minecraft type stuff. Like, he was basically right behind Dream. I really saw that happening for Tommy. I don't know what this is. I don't know. Maybe this was an interview?
Care? I don't really care. To be totally honest, fine. Fine. Tom and Mizkif?
Oh, yeah, I don't care about Miskif either. I'm just being honest. I don't care. I don't care. I, I could give two shits. I really do not care about Miskif at all.
They don't get on. Okay. Like, let's be so fucking real. We're talking about Mizkif. Like, okay. Okay. Like, that, I don't really care. Mizkif went on stream and basically was firing shots at Tom. I don't know exactly what he said. It's something in this clip. It was effectively like, you're annoying, you're stupid, and you're British. Okay, cool. Cool.
Is that what he said? Is that what he said? If that's all he said, that's hilarious. I don't know why. I just find that funny sometimes when the negative that someone from America says about someone is just British. I don't know. It's just funny. It's stupid. I don't really mean anything by it, but it's hilarious when people do that.
That was basically everything from my understanding. Next up, it goes one bit different, one bit deeper. XQC then reacts to Mizkif reacting to Tom and
XQC
saying, well, these guys
enters the plot. This is like Super Smash Bros. New challenger approaching. Like, what is this? Next thing you know, I'm gonna see DDG in it. Just DDG is gonna randomly be reacting to something.
Cringe, sorry. Fine. Also, don't really care. Don't
Legit.
really care.
Legit. Okay. Fair.
Dude,
yeah, I agree.
Don't care.
This is stupid.
This is LSF type shit. This is fine. Ignore this. Go on with my day. That's fine. Don't particularly care. Like, come on. It's XQC. Like, every time he loses an argument.
XQC calling anything cringe is just like, bro. I saw a video of XQC, and I'm sure everyone has seen this video. He's sitting there at the desk, right? He's chatting, right? He's streaming. And he literally pulls up, I think, like a notepad or something. And he starts writing on the stream that he feels so embarrassed having the cleaning lady there as she's literally cleaning while he's streaming still. And she's walking around and like just cleaning up his absolutely filthy habitat. And like, that's only one cringe clip. There are so many clips of this man. I'm not sitting here saying I'm not cringe. We look, okay, every single person that's on this screen right now, including me, has been cringe online. Okay? Let's just keep it a buck. All right, we all been cringe. Right? Tubbo, you are a Minecraft YouTuber, okay, bro? We are all cringe. The cringe is not escaping any of us here.
Argument, he just talks about how much money he has. Like, it's like, I don't care. I don't care. So, XQC is now calling Tom cringe for Tom not enjoying interacting with Mizkif. Okay, fine. Still don't care. Tom then tweeted out just saying that you're really hard to talk to. Fair enough. Don't care. This is crazy. Being more cringe than Tommy in it is pretty fucking hard, but you pulled it off, pal. I had no idea that XQC met Trump in a Trump shirt. That is the most fucking insane thing I have ever seen in my life. I have no idea what he said. I will search up. This is, like, it's ridiculous. How am I meant to follow this? XQC, this is crazy, by the way. XQC giving the free promo to the Tommy Innit stand-up was not what I expected.
From doing streams in my basement to doing a stream with the president. How is that a diss? You went from dick riding Dream for a living to making jokes to teenage girls. Lock in. Wow. I'm not really sure where the making jokes to teenage... Oh, okay. The quotes is really where the quotes. Okay, all right.
When I saw this, I'm like, that's crazy. Meanwhile, Tom is selling tickets for the stand-up show at the minute. I'm like, that is like a self-slam dunk. Personally, and XQC tweeting about silliness is honestly the greatest thing ever. From doing streams in my basement to doing streams with the
honestly, part of me almost feels like XQC doesn't like these guys too because they are all against Kick. That's a whole other side of this that no one's really talking about. But Tubbo was very anti-Kick. He came out saying he was anti-Kick and anti-online gambling. And he felt like Kick and the website being supported by Stake was not good. And I wonder if that has anything to do with this as well, outside of the whole Trump thing.
president.
Because why are they look, and I get that you can have your opinions or whatever, but like it's so weird to see people not from the US critiquing like the US and critiquing like the president and who is choosing to side with the president. Like you just stick to Brighton. Just stick to Brighton, bro. We're not trying to hear all that.
How is this a diss? You went from dick riding Dream to making jokes to teenage girls. Lock in. So XUC doesn't know about the beef. Clearly, he's unaware. The dick riding era, that was the same era probably as I'll call it the pre-Dream grooming allegations era. That is. So the free promo of the stand-up is crazy. I'm not really sure what was going on. Post the money spread. That is funny. That is funny. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's crazy. But that honestly, that's what I was expecting XQC to do. I was expecting to go hey man, here's my $100 million kick deal. And then, okay, another XQC drama. That's kind of done. That's kind of done. He's posted the 100 mil spread. It's done. Okay, it's done. I didn't expect him to actually post anything that wasn't about how much money he has. That's great. Now, for some reason, oh, voice crack. That's great. For some reason, no fucking clue, by the way, this is where Dream gets involved. Why?
Dream just popped up. I'm sorry, that's legitimately funny. Not the meme. The meme is not funny. It's the idea that this is how Dream was summoned. Like, of all the ways that Dream, all the things Dream could have replied to throughout the last 2 years, all the things, this is what woke up Dream and said, yeah, time to come back. Like, this, let's get him. Bro? Now I'm starting to get, like, why people are pretty upset. Like, outside of him, the R slur and the meme being dumb as hell, him making fun of, like, millions of people, outside of, like, all that, it's how this happened. Like, what do you... Also, you keep breaking... I think that's another thing that people want to criticize Dream for, that I will go ahead and say it. Like, bro, you're not living up to what you said for yourself. You're not living up to your own standard. That is the problem. Like, you said it yourself. You said you were going to give up the you know, the Twitter password. You said you were going to let other people hold the handle and control the accounts. That is clearly folded. That's clearly not a thing. You know, you're clearly just tweeting out whatever you want now. So now that you're doing that, you could at least have just a slightly better filter. Like, this didn't need to happen. It just didn't. This was so unneeded. It was so unneeded. That's what it is. It was unneeded. No one... Who asked for this? Who asked you? Who asked you, Dream? Who asked you? Like, literally. Bro. And someone might take me laughing at this whole thing out of context and make it seem like I'm laughing at the meme. I'm literally not. This meme is so stupid. I'm just gonna say it's fucking stupid. Okay? It's not helpful. It doesn't do anything. It's not funny. Like, this is old, too. It's an old meme format. and he's literally just making fun of his own people. Like he's making fun of his own fans that splintered off of him from allegations that were terrible. And also what this Brighton group was spinning, which is a whole other side of it that we will get into. But the whole Brighton group was slandering him. And yeah, I Dream, no one asked for this. This is an L. Like I'm sorry. This is definitely an L. And if this was it, if this was where it was at and we left it here, maybe I would not even be making this, to be honest with you. But it gets so much bigger than this.
I don't know. I don't know. Yes, this is a real screenshot. Yes, this is what I saw this morning. I don't know. But also, what I don't know.
I thought this was fake, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's why I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait because this would be perfect. This is perfect type of ammo that someone that's a Dream, anti-Dream stan has. This is perfect ammo.
Is I don't know why he chose to get involved when Tom was making fun of XQC. Not the amount of times that Tom and Harry and co have gone online and basically called him a pedophile.
Literally.
No, that slides. Making fun of XQC, that's where he puts the foot down. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I actually don't get it. Like, this is such an insane post. Not even talking about the use of the R-slur, which personally, I'm not a fan of the R-slur. I went to a school growing up special educational needs in Sen, and my mom is...
We all have to just like take the moment to say like we're not a fan of the R-slur. Like we all kind of have to just mention that to make sure that people don't get the idea that we just go around saying this and we're all fans of it. Just saying.
A Senko, which basically is like a special educational needs officers in school. Not a fan of the use of the word. Must admit, I understand that Dream has an autism diagnosis. So, like, there's an element of reclaiming here. But I think there's a difference in
reclaiming. So that I did see some people saying that. Like, what part of this conversation makes it okay to use this slur? Like what part of, like, why do you think, and you guys can let me know in the comment section, which I will be real with you. If I am brave, I will dive into the comment section and read your comments as how I am. I'm not looking forward to it, being honest, just because I don't know if you guys will be resonating with how I feel about this. I feel like I probably will get attacked by every fan base I feature. But what is this whole thing with reclaiming? Like slurs or like things that are words that the society has said, hey, we're moving on from this. What is this whole thing? Because like I get like this whole thing of like the N-word, right? The soft A, rappers claim, like rappers say it, it's something that is in baked in, you know, minority communities. People say, like, I grew up around people who were not black that would use the word and no one would trip. I understand that. And I understand that like white people shouldn't be saying it, but let's be real, a lot of y'all say it anyway. But the hard ERs where it's like, okay, we're moving on as a society from this word. White people just say it to be really edgy or to rile a response, and to just like, or just to actually just be hateful, right? The hard ER. But I've never understood how that leniency has now been applied to other terms. Like, why is this leniency being applied to the R word for people who have autism? Because it's autism on the spectrum of neurodivergency. And I don't know if I use that word right, neurodivergency. I feel like that's probably doesn't exist anywhere. But you got to follow me. Where did this come from? Because from what I understand, this word is going to be offensive to people with learning disabilities, no matter who is using it. So how is someone being with autism being able to reclaim it? And I've also seen the F word being just thrown around by people who are LGBTQ+. They're saying we can reclaim it. But isn't that word also offensive still to your entire group? So where are we at with this? It just seems so stupid.
claiming a slur and then calling 15 million people the R slur. I think there's a little bit, maybe we should make a distinction there. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's another thing too, right? If this was self-deprecating, it would be entirely different. If Dream called himself the R slur, it's not good he used the word, but the way he's using it is not good either, but he's at least only referring to himself. Is that the pass? Do you get the pass if you just use it in pertaining to yourself if you're neurodivergent? I don't know.
I could do something gay and be like, oh my god, I'm such a fag. Like, you know what I mean? That's different to me going up to someone that's like, I don't know, and being like, oh my god, you're a fucking fag.
This
you know what I'm saying?
And so the world has switched on this. That's wild. I think I haven't been on the internet. I feel like I haven't been on the internet the last few years because I feel like the whole narrative on that has drastically shifted. That word was not okay for years. In the early 2010s, the FAG word was thrown around like nothing at the end of something, and it meant something entirely different than what it means. Like, it means like you're new to something. Like that, I hate to say that, but like in the 2010s, that's what it was online. People would use it and throw it out. But then like mid 2010s, it got phased out because people realized, okay, you can't just be saying that crap. You can't be saying that because of the term. So why is it now being brought back?
And like, there's a bit of a distinction, like, you know, like, we need a distinction there. That's crazy. I don't buy this reclaiming the arse level shit. Like, that's crazy.
Okay.
Like, I think that's crazy. Maybe I'm woke. Maybe I'm woke. I just don't like it because I know how it made some of my mates at school feel that did have special educational needs, or did, or still do. So I'm just not a fan of the word personally. I know that in UK schools, the R slur is very prolifically used. It's basically used in the context of idiot. But like, this is like year 9 shit, bruh. This is like near year 9 shit. I don't know how old Dream is. I think he's like maybe 27. But like, come on, man. Come on. And I know also it's quite prolific in like FPS gaming scenes and stuff. And like different levels of acceptable. But I've explained like why I don't like using it. But also like, dude. Come on, you're not in year 9. For context for people.
Tubbo's chat hates Dream so bad. They're cooking him. They want Dream to die in a hole and not come back. They were trying to leave him into last year. And I mean, Tubbo's not doing anything to combat it. He's just letting them rattle off.
People that are in year 9. Year 9, what's the age group? Year 9 is 13 to 14. So there's a good 10 plus years difference there. Yeah, no, this is just crazy. Because also, like, it's not just like a dunk on Tom's community. He's also dunking on his own community here. Which is crazy. Like, the Dream SMP stands were his community. And he's basically gone to all of these people that when they were younger enjoyed watching his content. They're being like, oh my god, you either grow up and like don't watch me anymore, or you're the arsler. I'm like, that's crazy. That's also crazy. And I'm like, why? And also, like, I don't get why he's chosen to say something now and not like all of the genuinely more serious shots that have been taken at him by the friend group. By the way, I just want to say on the record, I don't like when the friend group makes shots and calls people a nonce or a pedophile. I genuinely don't like that. And I think that's weird, and I don't, which is why I don't, you know, I don't participate in that shit, and I try to distance myself from that shit. But what I don't understand is why he let all that slide, but like, oh no, must now defend XQC. That's like, it feels silly. It feels silly, and I feel like this is such an absurd response as well. Because if nothing was about him, and he's just somehow here. Which is crazy. I just feel like it's just so... And also, you gotta keep in mind, there's 5 years of build-up of him also cultivating, like, an incredibly progressive community. Right? Right? With, like, all the fucking... Like, genuinely, I consider like back in 2020 and 2021, I consider the community there, everyone kind of treaded on eggshells because I didn't want to upset anyone in this incredibly progressive community.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you. Now moving out of that era, I'm so glad we're gone. I'm so glad we're out of that era because we don't we don't need to tiptoe anymore. As a very vocal part of the community, you know, maybe I'm not anymore, maybe people still consider me to be. You can be, I feel like you can be like not evil and still also not be offended by everything. Okay? And honestly, the situation with Technoblade is what taught me that because he he started getting canceled online on X a few years back. And after I saw the joke, I didn't like it either. It was like around the time of COVID, he made some kind of joke about coughing and Asian folk or something like that. And it was literally an offensive joke for the game like that he was playing and I didn't know. And of course people were just floating around the joke like it was like out of context and making it seem like he was racist. And I bought into it at first. And then I examined the context, apologized for overreacting, and deleted all the stuff that had to do with it. And people, I think, so first off, people were upset at first that I did that. They didn't like the fact that I took back feeling upset about Technoblade saying that. But then there was this other side of group of people who were like, oh, wait, there was context to this? I didn't know that. And me explaining that helped open them up and help them also see that Technoblade wasn't being malicious. Wasn't being racist. He was playing in a game where he was supposed to be offensive. And there's nothing wrong with that in that context. But, you know, for some reason back then, ignoring context was just the whole thing. And that's the reason why the allegations spread so hard. That's why it, you know, ruined the community. Because people were just like, they saw one thing and just got, you know, wide-eyed at that and just ran with it.
You know what I mean?
Man, imagine a conversation, like a live conversation between Dream, Tubbo, Tommy, Quackity, and Rambo, and maybe even Jack Manifold. Could you imagine a live call where Dream just is talking with them again? I'm trying to speak it into existence because I truly think that's what's needed. And instead of Tommy just like having his fan base go gung-ho on Dream and trying to murder him and being like, no, we hate you, and being filled with vitriol, what if they opened their hearts and their minds and gotten a call? Just one call. Just one call. If there's any clip that I want to see get taken from what I'm doing right now, it's this. There needs to be a call. Just facilitate a call between Dream and there needs to be Tommy and Tubbo. They need to be both in it. Okay? They need to be both in it at the same time. Because I truly believe that if the beef was squashed between Dream and Tommy in it and Tubbo, it would help repair the fan base. I truly believe that. And maybe that's just me being naive. But I do believe that that would help. It would help repair the fan base. And after that call, y'all ain't got to do content or anything. I'm not saying become friends again. But just be amicable. Amicable. And respectful. Is that so hard to ask?
And I feel like it's crazy to then do the full one. It almost feels like rage bait. I think this is crazy. This feels like rage bait. This feels like deliberate fucking rage bait. I wouldn't be surprised if like he drops like a new witty video or something like that. Or like if he's going down like the alt-right pipeline. Do you know what I mean? Like, Like, this is the same guy that did, like, the DNF.gay, like, domain to buy his Pride merch. Like, I just don't like, I don't understand.
Is that real? Did he actually do that? I didn't know that. That's pretty bad. But then again, it's like, isn't Dream on that wave? Right? Isn't he LGBTQ plus? Like, you just said the F slur in this very stream, and everyone's like, that's cool with your fan base. But he can't name his merch DNF.gay? Like, why not? What's so bad about that?
Like, I just don't get it. That's my issue. Wait, I forgot about that. Dude, is that still a thing? Does it still go to his merch store? Oh, maybe he hasn't renewed the domain. No, it still goes to the merch store. It just went to the merch store. This is what I'm saying. Wait, that's a thing? I know. Like, I just don't get, what? What? Oh, you're gay? Okay, buy my merch. Like, and then just, because that is the same community. Same community, bruh. And then, onto this Reddit post, which I haven't actually read yet. I haven't actually read this. I thought I'd just read this on stream, so you know it's a genuine reaction.
Yeah, I didn't read this either. I ain't gonna hold you. I figured that Dream would read it in his response video. So I wouldn't need to read the Reddit.
I'll open the link in a tab where I can blow this up bigger.
By the way, I'm playing my Switch while we're doing this. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It's a lot to react to, and it's got to keep my focus, and it's easier for me to focus on this if I'm doing something at the same time. I don't know why. It's just how my brain works.
It says, genuinely still confused on what the rules are. Honestly, not trying to be obtuse. Multiple people go viral calling me the R word. Yeah, I think that's also bad. I don't feel like that needs to be said. But like I said, it's different communities have different language and basically different social standards, I think, is the main thing. And it's about being in tune with your own audience and not so incredibly detached. Everyone explains that it's okay because they're neurodivergent. Yeah, but see, I don't buy that. I don't feel like that's like, okay, obviously, I'm not autistic. I don't have ADHD. I'm just dyslexic, which is a type of neurodivergency.
No, are we doing the neurodivergent Olympics? No. I don't want to get into this.
I still don't think... I still wouldn't use that word, bruh. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of my upbringing, and also, like, I know my mum would be so fucking disappointed in me if I use language like that, and naturally, I care quite deeply about what she thinks of me. We're like that, you know? You know?
I hope there aren't any clips of Tubbo saying the R word out there. Because that would make this whole thing that he's doing look super performative. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't like that. Because also I feel like at the minute, people just be saying shit on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? People just be saying shit on the internet. So, like, people see they get in hot water and like, oh yeah, I can say this because this and this and this. Like, I think it's stupid.
Yeah,
you can't
agree.
reclaim
It is
a slur
dumb.
if it's used as an insult, I don't think. I think, like, dude, I just don't think so. Maybe that's just a me thing, but I just feel like there's a massive difference between using a slur positively and negatively. Like,
No.
I don't know.
Yes, of course there is.
I think it's crazy he said it. I don't know what went through his head where he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be fucking sick. I'm gonna get a shit ton of likes on Twitter.com. Like, bruh.
Real talk, it Dream just like came out and was like, yeah, I was high when I posted that, bruh. I would have been like, you know what, bruh? I get it. I get it. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you do a little too much, you drink a little too much, you get a little sloshed, right? And then you pull up the social media and you tweet out something stupid. If he did that, then I think like maybe some of this blame could have been like, I mean, some of this fire could have been mitigated, but nope.
So then I see a meme that uses it, and obviously I post it and get absolutely throttled for it because I don't know how you haven't comprehended the difference between like reclaiming a slur. Like I can use the F slur for example. Like, hey, I slept and make out with boys as a hobby. Like, dude, I wouldn't go up to someone randomly I don't know in the street and call them the F slur. I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't even say the elongated version of the F slur because I don't like it. Because the issue is,
well, also you would get 86th. you would get destroyed on your platform. Let's be also completely honest there, right? Like you don't want to use words like that because you would get banned on Twitch. And that's one thing. I mean, if you're saying you don't want to use it in your personal life as well, that's fine too. But it'd be important right now to also make that distinction that your livelihood is tied to you not using this verbiage online.
it's so easy to be funny and not offend anyone. It's just so easy. Like, this isn't necessary. Like, it's just, the language just isn't necessary as well. Like, you could have made a joke about this that was actually, that just didn't use that word and it would still hit the same. Like, it would still hit the same. You know what I mean? The word doesn't add anything or make it funnier. It just kind of makes you look stupid, which I think the issue is. So the reason you've throttled it is because you didn't make the distinction between using something like basically insulting 15 million people and using the word in like a more positive way. But I don't know how in this example you could possibly use the R slur in a positive way as well. I genuinely think it's got to be rage bait. Genuinely. Yeah, it's gotta be. I feel like it's deliberate. I feel like it's used to. I feel like it was used to. I think he's got a song or something coming out. To be totally honest, that when I first saw this, my first read was.
You know what though? Dream Ben had songs trying to come out. Okay. Dream has at the very least, from what I heard, a whole album and more of material. Okay. And yeah, and he definitely has a track talking about how he feels about all of y'all. I've heard it. It exists. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
Was that, oh, you're gonna release another song. Okay. Like, I think it's crazy. But then I saw this Reddit post and I was like, really? So, obviously the internet being disingenuous, but that doesn't completely invalidate anyone that might be upset by it. I don't understand what that means. I don't understand what that means. Most people are calling me ableist for using it. Are the same people that light off fireworks when Nicholas Cantu that's the voice actor of Gumball, right?
True. And this, I'll be honest with you, that's actually a really good point. When that Nicholas Cantu guy was cooking the hell out of Dream in that car, the amount of viral tweets I saw, singing the, that's what the mask is. You're an F word, right? Like that whole meme. He was calling him this, all kinds of stuff in that car, and it felt surreal to see people celebrating it. It felt surreal. I couldn't believe it. I was like, everyone's cool with the slurs if they're towards someone that is hated. Okay. All that PC stuff, all that woke culture shit goes out the window if it's someone we hate. If it's a villain, the slurs are okay.
Well, I don't even remember what he said. Was the slur slinging slasher, including Tommy's closest friends? Did he say the F slur? He called him the R. I don't even remember the clip. I don't even remember the clip. I don't even remember what happened. That's Tommy's closest friends. I think he's taken the wrong thing from that. I think probably, obviously I didn't speak about this because again, I didn't really care. Didn't involve me. You know what I mean? I think basically it's not, you know, they're my boys and I'm biased towards them, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
They're my boys and I'm biased towards them, okay? Also, in the back of my mind, I have a little bit. Now, I don't know if this is because I do have some kind of underneath level of resentment for Dream for how,
like, subconscious. What he means to say, he might have some kind of subconscious resentment.
How he's treated some of my closest friends. You know what I mean? But also, obviously I don't like the use of slurs and I don't condone it, but also Nicholas is also like a child actor that was drunk in an Uber, and part of me is like, dude, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you hear horror stories from the child actor industry, and I'm like, you know what? Dream in that situation was like the full-blown adult, and what?
Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This has to die. This has to die. This idea that Dream had all the responsibility in that car because he is a few years older is complete bullshit. It is complete bullshit. Dream had no responsibility for Nicholas Cantu in that situation. It is so unfair to put the blame on Dream in that scenario. He just happened to take the same car. What is happening in this world where this is something that's parroted? Like, where... If this happened to Tommy, you would not be saying this. You wouldn't. If this happened to Philza... Actually, honestly, if this happened to Philza, you probably would be saying it. Only because Philza's so much older. But, like, bro, the age gap between... I'm gonna look this up. How old is Nicholas Cantu? The Dream is, I think, 25. He's 21. We're talking about a 4-year age gap. They could have been in the same high school. Bruh, what are we talking about right now? And this was a few years ago. This is when they were both younger. Like, this is so stupid. This is one of the dumbest criticisms of Dream that I've ever seen. It truly is. It's not good.
This was like 19. I'm like, okay. Like, video of a child actor online clearly like going fucking crazy. In the back of my mind, I'm like, don't get...
19 is an adult. 19 is an adult. Nicholas Cantu had the wherewithal to behave like an adult. He could have behaved like an adult. He didn't have to drink. He didn't have to do it. Dream didn't pressure him to drink. Dream doesn't even know this dude. This is so dumb.
Don't get me wrong.
This is
19
so
is
dumb.
still an adult. Still an adult, and you're still responsible for your own fucking actions. And I think I don't like what he said, and I think it's fucked up.
There are people saying that Dream was the adult in this situation. But if Nicholas Cantu was 19, Dream was only 23. First off, they're both adults. Second of all, Dream is not some elder in that scenario. He's in the same boat. They're doing the same survey. If there was a survey for age demographics, they would both do the same survey. 18 to 25. They would both do the same survey. Like, there wasn't someone that was majorly older or some arbiter in the situation.
he's glitched onto the wrong thing. I think the Brighton gang wasn't necessarily celebrating him for the terrible things he said. I think they were celebrating him because they fucking hate Dream.
Yeah, true.
Because of all of the shitty things he's done.
Okay, well, partially because of that, and then also partially because of the false accusations made towards him and perpetuated by your group of people. Okay, let's get that straight. A part of the hate for Dream is because of the false accusations perpetuated by the group of people who can't take certain details and examine evidence for what it is, actual evidence, and what isn't. They can't they had no discernment. That is part of the reason why people don't like Dream. It's because of a lie.
And I think that was just a vassal for that.
I could see if Nicholas Cantu brought up the cheating speedrun scandal. Hook Dream for that. He made a mistake. He admitted it. But that was so long ago, and that has nothing to do with why people actually don't like Dream. It's because of this meme that he tweeted, actions like that, and the way that he sometimes interacts with criticism. Like, that is part of the reason why people don't like Dream. It has nothing to do... Oh, and of course, the lie. The grooming allegations, which is, in my opinion, the biggest reason why a whole group of people turned on him. And then they had another wave of it with the whole thing with George, which is a whole other thing that is like deserves its own video.
Hey, I don't think they were celebrating him being the slur-slinging slasher. Like, be so serious. Like, be so serious. It's okay or it's not okay. The double standards are infuriating. But there is no double standard here. I think he just misunderstands why people dislike him. I think that's the issue. I think he misunderstands why people dislike him. I dislike him for how he crossed personal boundaries and entered, like, personal circles of my friends in a closed-door environment, not on the internet, to get his own way. And get information that he wasn't getting out of people who were choosing to ignore him. I don't like that betrayal of trust on behalf of my closest friends. I have a problem. I also have a problem with details. I'm on about when he messaged Tom's mum after the If YouTubers Honest video will come out. I think that's crazy. That's a crazy betrayal of trust because he got, I imagine, now, I might have to fact check this. Take this with a grain of salt. I imagine he got Tom's mum's phone number during the worst of the doxing and the swatting during 2021, which, by the way, he uses as a piece of, like, gotcha so often. It makes me so mad. I imagine that's how he got that information. And then to use that because you're having a friendship falling out is weird as hell.
No, it's not.
Weird as hell.
No, it's not.
Because obviously you're not.
No, it's not. It's not weird as hell. They spend hours and hours and hours together making content. Content that changed the both of their lives. Content that resonated so hard that to this day, 4 or 5 years later, people are still arguing about it. For Dream to reach out to Tommy's mom to coordinate things. Also, we don't know how often that happens. That's another part of this that Tubbo is not even considering. We don't know how often that was a thing. Okay? They might have reached out to each other to coordinate because, once again, Tommy was a minor when recording stuff with Dream and recording stuff like with the Dream SMP. So it makes sense that his mom, who might be partially Tommy's manager, would be coordinating with Dream. That's not weird.
Not friends anymore because of all this shit that's happened. Why would you message someone's mom? That's my personal right. I don't like it when people betray the trust of my closest friends. I'm loyal to a fault, all right? And I'm like, that is so, it's just, and that's one of, like, many weird things. One of many weird things. I have my own reasons for having a problem with Tommy going around with Tommy going around being the internet police. Dude, I don't think Tommy's being the internet police. I think he's just slinging shit at people that do shitty things. And also, he has a podcast and a platform to make money to talk about it, bro.
Okay, fine. Okay, so in other words, you're saying that Tommy gets a pass to be performative. Is what you're saying. You're saying because he has a podcast and a platform and he can monetize this, he gets a pass to go around and try to, to publicly condemn people for doing things, to make a mess of things so that he can basically dredge up clout and drama from, just talking crap about people. He gets a pass to do that. Is that what you're basically saying? Tubbo, if this is the bias that you're talking about, this is not helpful. It's not helpful. Why isn't Tommy getting any criticism in any of this situation? I don't get it. Like, why is Tommy the golden person who deserves no criticism? The last time I critiqued Tommy in it, it was the Gideon situation, which was so stupid. But I'm glad that they were able to resolve it. But the way that Tommy initially responded to Gideon was terrible. It was terrible. It showed that Tommy is not good at handling criticism, if I'm being honest. And it doesn't seem like you're willing to give it to him. And to be real with you, that's going to stifle both of y'all growth. It's going to stifle your growth. If you can't accept criticism and grow through feedback, then your growth will be stifled. As a person, I'm not talking about YouTube or like online platforms or anything, because this might help Tommy's platform overall. I don't know. Like, he might get plenty of views from this. But like, as an actual person, as someone you care about, your friend, feeling a healthy amount of criticism towards him is good. And this is a scenario where you should be criticizing Tommy for picking fights that he honestly doesn't have any business being in. Why isn't he focused on content?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And if y'all want to talk about me reacting to the drama in this whole thing, I got summoned. This summoned me. I'm for all of this. This is great for me. If we're just talking about just a straight up entertainment perspective and a numbers perspective for me, if I'm only looking at that and I'm not thinking about people's sensibilities, their emotions, or caring about anyone in this drama, this is great for me. Like, this will be helpful for me. I need this. I put out gameplay the other day. I've been trying to focus on original content. That's not really getting views. I'll probably tell you this video right here will get way more views than any of the gameplay videos I uploaded. And that's just the truth. It sucks, but my content is clearly not where it's at for people to really mess with it like that. So that's where I'm at with the content. And I have Amanda the Adventurer gameplay probably coming soon because I spent days recording it, okay? And I'll probably put it out. It'll probably get 5 views.
That's crazy. And I wasn't expecting to get a ton of shit for going after poor Tommy that lies about me constantly. That's okay. I understand that a little bit. Dream.
Yeah. Here we go.
Dream has the public perception that he's put all of the grooming allegations to a bed in a massive document, in a massive video, which is 40 minute.
No,
40 minute.
Not 40 minutes.
In like a 40-minute video called the.
It's not 40 minutes, is it? How long is it? Is it 40 minutes? Not that it matters that much, but the way he's putting it. Yeah. Dude. Bro, his video was an hour and 22 minutes. Did you only watch 40 minutes of it? Oh my god, this might have been a low, like, I hope it was just, he's just like, it was a mistake and it wasn't like a Freudian slip. But bro might have just admitted that he only watched 40 minutes of Dream's truth video. Oh my gosh, dude. I really hope that that's not true. Because if that's true, it would make so much sense why he feels the way he feels about Tommy or about Dream, and why Tommy feels that way too. If he only watched part of it and he didn't watch the whole thing, he may not have all the context to understand why the allegations became what they became and why this went so far. Oh, oh.
The truth. Okay, you can go watch it. When it came out, like, however, whether people choose to believe that video or not is crazy, because also I strongly believe Dream has enough money to genuinely make any problem he has go away.
Bro, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Tubbo. Think about it this way, okay? Is that true? Do some people have FU money and they have enough money to pay people to make a problem go away? Yes, that does exist in the world. It does exist. That is a thing that exists in the world. But outside of that, to now take that one thing that exists and then apply it to Dream in this scenario is unfitting if you examine the details of the case. It doesn't fit. You have to be ignoring core details to feel like that's still a plausible theory.
It's rude calling Tommy poor. I don't think he's actually talking about Tommy's bank account. I think he's like, oh, poor little Tommy in it. Which also...
See, this shows how dumb... This shows how, like, dumb and... Like, how, like, his fan base is not paying attention right now. Like, there's no world where Dream means poor as in Tommy not having money. Like, if they're paying attention to the context of what is being read out loud. And why even respond to that? Such a stupid comment.
I think also plays into now Dream downplaying who Tommy is as an adult and making him feel inferior. Also ties all the way back to when he was so relentlessly taking credit for the people that he helped around him's success. And I'm like, bruh.
Where was he taking credit? Where was he taking credit outside of admitting the fact that the Dream SMP is literally named after him? And at that time, Dream had the most clout. He had the biggest wave. He was the fastest growing Minecraft creator at the time. He didn't stream his perspective of the Dream SMP, and he let y'all all stream y'all perspective so you can make bank. Tubbo, you are still, to this day, riding the success of that server. Please understand that. You would not be where you are today without the Dream SMP. Period. You would not be. And I can say that too. I would not be where I am today without the Dream SMP. So what part of that is not a fact? The only reason why this situation is getting views and traction on your channel is because Dream's name is in the title. I hope you understand that.
Bruh. Which is just another thing. It's another cut of the death of 1,000 cuts, man. So, as expecting, I'm gonna get a lot of shit. But obviously, I had no intentions at attacking every Dream SMP fan. See, that's fair. That's fair. He can see he fucked up because he knows his audience is also almost entirely at one point Dream SMP fans because it was his fucking server, and he effectively did insult them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
For being ableist, Lamau. Why is the Lamau there? I don't understand fighting, man. I would doubt this is even written by him. I bet it's written by someone fucking else, bro. It was a dig at Tommy fans because...
What makes him think that this wouldn't be written by him. Like, we seen that Dream goes crazy on the notes app, and he will write paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs. He also admitted to writing several books as a kid. He is clearly a writer. It's something he likes to do. So it wouldn't make sense for this random weird accusation to have any merit in this scenario. He likes to write. He's been writing. That's something that Dream does. But that's so weird.
Somehow, the worst of the extra MP message stands all congregated to make up lies and shit on other creators. Look, man, I will say the initers are annoying. I have so many of Tom's viewers come in my chat every day and ask where the fuck he is and what he's doing. They're annoying, and they don't like you because Tom doesn't like you because of the shitty things you've done. And also, they are also individuals, and they can form their own opinions based on whether they believe your grooming allegations debunking video or not, or whether they believe you're justified.
I just feel like this. I'm not a Dream SMP creator. I was just someone that was on the outside that reacted to everything, and I'm an OG fan. And as someone that was part of the content in that regard, I at least owed it to Dream to watch the full The Truth video and then come to my own conclusions. But I watched the whole thing, and I reacted to the whole thing actually too. So that's still on my channel, everything that I have to say about that. So that exists. And from watching that, after watching it to its entirety, after examining the evidence myself, after looking at it and looking at everything, I came to the conclusion that Dream was innocent. That's what I came to the conclusion of after taking in everything. I don't feel like Tommy, Tubbo, or any of the Brighton group actually sat through and watched the whole video because it was too long. I actually think that. I think that this group of people, either their attention span is so fucked that they can't sit through an hour and 22-minute video, or they were disingenuous from the very beginning and they had no intention of hearing his side. And so they wrote it off. That's it. They picked a side and stuck with it instead of even trying to hear the other side. As someone who literally came from the side of thinking Dream at least need to answer to the allegations, and that the reasoning from the person making them was acceptable, and I heard her story out, as someone who was like, yeah, Dream, you need to respond. This doesn't look good. Like, okay. As someone that was on the side of uh give me a second. Okay. As someone that started as someone who actually was giving weight to the accusations and needed Dream to actually speak on his side, and actually felt like Dream might have actually done something wrong in the beginning and critiqued him openly, for me to look at all the evidence and then flip over to the other side should say something. It should say something. Right? Like, I was holding Dream under the fire too. I literally made a video saying how I didn't want to support him anymore. And maybe that video didn't get nearly as much traction as some of my other videos, and maybe that's the reason why some people don't remember it. But Dream ended up watching it. And because he ended up watching it, we ended up having a conversation, and I will keep retelling this story because to me, it shows his level of maturity. To me, it highlights his ability to want to seek out contrasting opinions and hear them out. Because he didn't mean to. First off, him coming across the video was wild because, like I said, the video didn't do well in the algorithm. So, and I didn't put Dream's name or face in the title. So for him to watch it and then come to a conclusion about it and then reach out to me to discuss it privately, to me, I think that shows a lot of balls, and I have to respect it. And I think that to me really said a lot about his character.
And like needless shitting on Quackity for his SMP, or they can also form their own opinion on you. Basically, like I don't get it, man. There's just so many different things. Like there's so many. The wider audience that isn't your core group has so many different reasons or like gripes or different bones to pick that like it's too many to list, and I can't even get my head around how many things there could be. And like the Lamau here is crazy. I would argue whether you have an autism diagnosis or not, calling 15 million people the Slur is probably a little bit ableist. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Like, it was a dig at Tommy fans. Okay, because somehow the worst part of the XSMP fans have all congregated to make up lies and shit about other creators. Like, okay, I get...
There it is. What he says right here. Read the other part, Tubbo. Read the other part again. And Tommy feeds right into it to promote his Patreon shows, books, or whatever he's currently promoting because he has absolutely no backbone. The digs at Dream potentially being a groomer, like these things don't hold the same weight. Like that's what I'm trying to say. It's like a false equivalency. Like people are making it seem like Dream retweeting this meme of making fun of Tommy and its fans in an ableist way is the same as Tommy repeatedly insinuating that Dream is a groomer despite all the evidence to suggest that he isn't. Like, can people not realize that both of these things aren't weighted the same? One has damning allegations towards him that can make him, like, literally can cause harm to his family. Like, this literally can endanger his life. It's literally, in my opinion, ruined his life. It, at least not ruined it, but it hurt it. It impacted it negatively to a substantial degree. These allegations now follow him for the rest of his life. People are still making jokes about this crap to this day. And I wouldn't care if I didn't think that there was some credence to him being innocent. I truly wouldn't. I would not care at all if they were just allegations and he didn't present anything to dissuade, to change the rumors or to change the perception about him. If he didn't do anything, didn't present any defense, let the jokes fly. It's whatever. Who cares? He might have done it. But no, he was very ample about his defense, and it was pretty strong. And the hour and 22-minute video going over everything from the character build up to him doing things that were really putting himself in harm. Like he basically admitted to making straight up mistakes in the way they use his influence. He made plenty of mistakes. He admits to lying about certain things. But the gold, the best part, the part of the video that really that people need to really get from it is that how quick one lie can turn into this tumbleweed snowball of bullshit that can literally endanger the lives of everyone around it. And that's what ended up happening. We saw something that, in my opinion, is pretty much unprecedented. I've never seen any creator treated like this before. I've never seen it before. It just hasn't really happened.
Why he might be mad about the lies, like about well, lies again. I don't know.
Here we go.
About that group being like he's a pedophile all the time, which again I don't like.
Okay.
I don't like. I think we shouldn't joke about people being pedophiles unless.
Thank you. It took us. We're 33 minutes into the video, by the way. 33 minutes into his video, probably over an hour into my video. And we're finally getting to Tubbo critiquing the one thing that I've been saying about him and this entire group this whole time. These jokes about these lies, and the lies in quotation marks, people quoting lies like it's quote unquote, like it's not, like this is not okay. It's not okay. This isn't funny. Like this is, it's like just literally this, we need to set like a ground rule of like, no, this isn't cool.
We actually know for sure because, dude, why? Just why? Like it's a serious thing, man. It kind of is. It feels watering down, like. And I can understand why Dream would be frustrated if he sees an entire community calling him a pedophile. What I don't understand is why he wouldn't talk about that when the repeated public shots of that lot of my friend group calling him a pedophile come out. Why would he not bring it up then? Why would he wait until there's beef with XQC? Like, I don't understand why now insert yourself. I feel like if you had a problem then, bring it up then. But don't try to mix these two things. Because I feel like maybe this might have been like a straw that broke the camel's back type action. If you hear what I'm saying. Maybe a straw that broke the camel's back. Like, this was the last straw. Like, fuck! He insulted XQC! Fuck! Now I'm finally gonna stand up for myself and say I'm not a pedophile. Yeah, and Tommy feeds right into it to promote his Patreon. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like it's like, yeah, he makes money from the Patreon, but also I feel like Tommy's just slinging shit, man, because he's just like, low-key, he's put up with a lot of bullshit from a lot of people in this group. Like, it's like he's had a fucking bad rep. Like a bad group of mentors, let's say. Like, Dream, I don't think was a good mentor for Tom at all. Firstly, because of the weird need to take credit for success. I think that's crazy. I think also, given how young Tom met Dream as well, like, it's also a little bit weird. Like, that also sits a bit weird. And I feel like now I'm 21 and older, I can look back at it and be like, yeah, that was weird. And I also, like...
What?
Dream wasn't the only shit.
What was weird? What was weird about how Dream met Tom? What was weird about how Dream... You guys were making content together online. It was just online content. What was weird about it? Can you go into greater detail, please, sir? Hello? Is it just the age gap? Are we not allowed to make video game content with people who are older than us? Or younger than us? Hello? Am I the one tripping, or is that a ridiculous thing to say? And a ridiculous insinuation as well. What are we even getting at?
Shitty mentor Tom had as well. Look at Wilbur, for example. Like, it's stupid to...
All right, we don't need to talk about Wilbur. I'm not even going to go into what happened with Wilbur. Okay? I honestly, because I don't even fully know. I really don't know what happened with Wilbur. I know what Shovel had to say. And I give respect to Shovel for coming out with whatever she had to say about her experience with Wilbur. But outside of that, I don't really know.
Not mention it. And avoid mention it. Yeah. that is also, like, he's not had the best group of mentors. You know what
My whole thing is this. Why doesn't Tommy out these people then? Instead of just doing these subtle shots at people, why doesn't Tommy just expose them? Expose them for everything weird that they've done. You know, we're doing these games, so many games around jokes and all these skits and stuff for clout. Why don't you actually put this to bed? And if these people are predators, why don't you present some evidence that they're actual predators instead of playing with everybody's emotions and playing with everyone's time?
I mean? Aware? Yeah, it fucking exactly. Like, it goes without saying, like, fuck it. If he wants to let off steam and sling shit and take shots, he can do it. Like,
at the end of the day, y'all all benefited off of their names, and y'all played games with them, and y'all promoted them to your audience. So if you have evidence that they are being weird or that they're being predatory, you need to out it. Outside of all this clout stuff, outside of the games that you're playing for the views, how about you actually expose these people for what they are if you have evidence?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He got dealt rough cards, and also, like, he's his own person, you know? And, like, while he's my best mate, and I can totally disagree with the stuff he does and the way he goes around things.
Then do it. Actually disagree with them. Push back on something. Actually critique Tommy for something here.
Like, he's his own person as well. I don't think he's slinging shit to promote his Patreon. I think, obviously, yeah, the Patreon is going to get a shit ton of new subscribers for this. But I feel like, dude, he has so much fucking money. Like, we all do.
If y'all were just dragging Dream for the speedrun drama, the tweet, the different tweets, some of the things he said to you, the fact that you believe he's copying the QSMP, whatever other critiques that you have of him as a person and some of the things he said, fine. But to keep peddling the groomer allegations and trying to put it on in the same category is so wrong. It's so wrong. If you don't know, if we don't have evidence to suggest he's actually done anything, then putting him in that category is not right.
I don't need to, I just, like, this is the crazy thing. For this to make the point that this is money orientated is crazy. Every single one of our group is a fucking millionaire. Like, I'm not being funny. Multi-millionaires. Like,
yeah, and guess what? When you make a lot of money, you get attracted and used to making a certain level of money. And when that number starts to fall below a certain line, we all know it as creators, as content creators, we've all been there. Okay, at one point or another, you didn't have clout, right? We didn't all have clout always in our careers, right? When the number falls below a certain line, it starts inspiring ideas. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or not. Okay? If you're making a certain amount of money one year, and then the next year you're making less money as a business, you start to reevaluate that business. Okay? Stop making it seem like y'all are all above it because you're millionaires. That's not true. That's not true. There's always more money to be made. Okay? I'm tired of this. You got, like, this is such a stupid, like, viewpoint, and it's just a lie at this point. It's not, like, real. You guys make it seem like you don't care about money because you have lots of it. You can have lots of it and still want more of it.
this is to do that is enough money if you just invest it to live off the interest for the rest of your fucking life. For you, any children you might have, and your children's children. Like, to say it's for money is stupid.
No, it's not. No, it's not. As long as there's incentive, as long as he has a Patreon, as long as he has a YouTube channel that's monetized, as long as he has a stream that's monetized, as long as he has ad dollars coming in through online, then it's not stupid to critique it and say that this is for money. Okay? this video that you're watching right now, that I'm reacting to or whatever, this video that's playing right now, this video will be monetized. Okay? We are all doing this for, at least to some extent, for numbers, to some extent, or we're not here, or we're not on here. Okay? For people to make it seem like we're not is so dishonest. It really is.
Like, I think Dream thinking it's for money to promote a Patreon is stupid. Like, and also, if it's some kind of claim like, oh, he's blown all his money, bitch, every single creator in the UK's financial records are public.
Ooh.
The government...
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Publicizes every single financial record of every UK creator. You can look our names up on company databases and see the money in our bank account.
That's actually wild. I didn't know that.
As honest as the rain that draws from the sky.
Hey, you know what though? Is someone in the comments, if y'all could post some numbers, that's kind of fire. I did not know that. Why isn't that a bigger deal? Like, people don't really... I'm realizing no one really talks about that. I did not know that was a thing.
Like, mate, like... like, that's crazy. That's crazy. His Patreon, his shows, his book, whatever else he's currently promoting is because he has absolutely no background. This is fucking bullshit.
But that was a moot... By the way, that was a moot point, though. That didn't really refute the criticism that they're doing it for money, just because that their accounts are public in the UK. I don't understand how both of those things... How is that a counter? That's not a counter to that criticism. That's more like an added thing, like a caveat or something. Like, it's an asterisk. That's at best.
And I will defend Tom here. I will actually defend him. And Tom has one of the strongest backbones of any creator I've met in the space. He has not only one of the best work ethics of anyone I've ever met in the space, he has one of the strongest backbones, and he doesn't take shit from anyone. And to say he has no backbone just shows how you never fucking knew him as a person when you did know him. And if you did, it's a stupid attempt to change his image, but he literally idolized Dream.
The reason why he's criticizing Tommy and saying he has no backbone is because he doesn't believe that you, Tommy, or any of the Brighton people actually watched the truth video in full and really came to a conclusion that, you know, Dream could potentially be innocent. Instead, you guys were pretty much silent about it, and you guys really didn't, you know, really give any support to it. I don't know. Actually, I still don't really know if you guys watched it, to be honest. I don't feel like you guys gave it a fair shake. I don't feel like you guys gave Dream a fair shake. I think you guys made up your mind about Dream due to, I hate to say it, but like what he's saying, he believes that it's because you guys are being pressured by your fan bases. He believes your fans make it hard for you to actually try to accept or hear what he has to say in earnest. That's what he believes, and that's the reason why he says no backbone. He believes Tommy is worried about losing numbers and losing business opportunities if he were to support Dream or to stop making digs at Dream and the grooming allegations.
And he idolized Wilbur, and when...
So that's the thing, right? Like, you can be biased, right? And admit this bias as long as you're willing to accurately represent the other side's argument. Right? The argument that Tubbo is making right now is that Tommy is a strong creator that holds to his values and his morals and is unshakable. And that is the reason why he actually has a backbone, which is fair. I mean, to a certain extent, if Tommy always believed that Dream was a groomer and he's still sticking with that regardless of the evidence saying the opposite, I guess technically that is him sticking to his morals and his principles. The thing is that Dream does not believe that that's the reason why Tommy is sticking with that. That's the thing. He doesn't yeah.
When he found out how these people were as actual people, he cut them off because he has integrity and because he has backbone.
Once again, he doesn't. The opposite can also be said. He could say that he cut them off to save face, because instead of him thinking with his own brain and deciding to endorse people or support people based on like what he sees and how he feels in his own moral code, he's thinking about how his audience will view him if he supports these people. And that's the reason why he cut them off. And that makes him look two-faced instead. It makes him look spineless. It doesn't do the effect that he is intending. At least not to the side where Dream is coming from.
People with their normal people that don't have a backbone or have a weak backbone don't do that with their fucking idols, bruh. And that is an insane deface of character to say he has no backbone. Because like, he is honestly, that like, if you want to talk about no backbone, yeah. On the Dream SMP, there were some spineless ass creators. Yeah. Yeah. But Tom is not one of them. Tom is not one of them. Like, either way, I learned my lesson from this. Twitter is somehow even less reasonable than I thought. It's, oh God. I just, dude, I just, look. Dude, I don't understand. It's gotta be rage bait to promote a song. It's gotta be rage bait to promote a song. It's such...
I wish, bro. It's not like, honestly, I wish. I wish this was all this is just to promote music. I really wish, because I wish Dream would actually drop something, for real.
In the first place, I don't even use the R word in any circumstances. Even if you see a funny meme and you're autistic, you being autistic actually counts for jack shit, man. Like, okay.
Wow.
Okay. Like, come on. Yes, being autistic's a type of neurodivergency. Okay.
So, as someone that you're not autistic, right? And now you're telling him, as someone who's not autistic, that him and his experience doesn't count for shit. I hope you do realize that, right? And no one's going to say it because everyone is afraid to critique Tubbo, but I'm not afraid to critique Tubbo because I have nothing to lose. Like, I don't have a real stake in this horse, or little stake in this horse sounds terrible. I have no real horse in this race, at least to pull for any particular creator. Like, I don't actually have to support Dream. I choose to. I don't have to critique Tubbo here. I choose to. I don't have to critique Tommy in this situation. I choose to. This is a scenario here where it's like, no one's going to say it, but I'ma say it. This is not fair. It's unfair, and I don't know the word for it, but it's wrong for you to now try to use your ability, for you to try and tell Dream that him being autistic has nothing to do with any of this and doesn't affect the way he's responding to this. You are not autistic, so you can't say that. You can't say that. Am I not? Is that not right? Hello? Where is Twitter? Where's the whole mob of people to cancel Tubbo for trying to tell a neurodivergent how to feel and how to respond to a situation? That mob doesn't exist now. It's crickets. Got it.
Okay, I'm dyslexic.
Y'all are fake woke.
That's also a type of neurodivergency. Like, it's just like, you could have made the same joke and it would have been just as funny if it didn't have the word in. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, dude, it seems like everyone on the internet nowadays is some kind of neurodivergent.
And we're not even going to trip off the fact that you tried to compare dyslexia to autism. Like, those are the same thing.
To be totally honest, I don't think we should let absolutely everyone offer up the R slur in a derogatory way. I've learnt my lesson. Hopefully I can be forgiven back to Cody. Dude, he just doesn't give a shit. and it's so clear. Like the ableist Lamau. Yeah,
Wow,
you can be
okay.
ableist if you're autistic, bruh. Like if you're autistic and you start making fun of people in wheelchairs, that's still ableist. It's like, oh, I'm diagnosed with autism, I'm now immune to being ableist. Actually, mind numbing. Like, like. Yeah, I just like low-key, I always thought like the stuff about Dream Loki being a bit of a Trump head was always like just like people who hated him making shit up. But like that's the only reason why I can feel like
Okay, so that's one thing. I want to say that it's not, unless Dream comes out and says, I care about Trump, I support Trump, it's not fair for y'all to attach this to that, when in all reality, Dream could have just been defending XQC, and also Dream doesn't like Tommy. So there are two reasons for why Dream could have tweeted that out. This could have absolutely nothing to do with Trump. It really could have nothing to do with that. But if you're going to make it about that, just know that that's you doing that. That's y'all making it about this. That's not him. Like, this is...
he stepped in only to defend XQC. I think he's just fallen down that alt-right pipeline.
All right, now we're making it political.
Crazy.
Now we're making it left versus right. Now it's politics. Bro, stay in Brighton. Stay in Brighton. Bro, stay out there. We don't need that here, okay? We don't need your input on that. Real talk. We don't. I don't need your input on that. I don't care to hear it. Like, for you to turn this into political drama is so whack. Like,
easy, given how it like, I don't know. It's like the crazy self-report. There's also like so much other things as well. Like, dude, the issues with Dream is it seems like this kind of like, now this might sound a bit harsh, but like it feels like a little like little man syndrome, man. Like
okay.
the taking credit for people's success is crazy little man syndrome. Crazy. The always being like the one hard done by. Crazy little man syndrome, man. Like, I don't know. It comes across quite envious and just not really understanding what you've done wrong, which to credit, maybe there's a level of social inept. Like I said, he's diagnosed with autism. That is something that...
It's kind of a big thing. But once again, it feels so weird for you to even mention this so many times. Like, it feels like now you're the one that's now blaming his autism, but also you're invalidating it at the same time. You're saying, don't blame your autism, but also there could be aspects of it that your autism could be. So which is it? It's like, how about you just not even talk about that because you don't know?
Autistic people genuinely deal with. But it's just like, it comes across as like little man syndrome, quite fragile ego, the credit for people's success. And like, genuinely, the one thing, my main issue with Dream, which I never speak about, is because basically, okay, I had a private phone call with Dream before he posted his The Truth video, the big video.
Okay.
And I kind of said my piece with him, and I had my piece. And I was like, hey, I don't like you for how you have treated my closest friends and how you've stepped over these personal boundaries. Which is when what I'm saying there is I'm referencing how he used having Tom's mum's phone number as a tool to get to Tom after he attained it during a very shitty time involving lots of doxing and swatting. I don't like that. And I was like, I don't like you. I think that is a bad thing to do as a person. And I'm loyal to my friends who have never done me wrong. And it's a weirdo thing to do. I also don't like how
What did he say in response to any of this when you were grilling him for that?
How he kind of uses like the shitty time that everyone experienced with doxing and swatting as kind of like the ultimate trump card for bad actions. Like, being doxed and swatted does not make you do bad things. And it's not a justification for bad things. Also don't like that. And I explained that to him in the phone call we had. I also had some gripes with like certain inappropriate, like being older, looking back at it in hindsight, I had some gripes with certain like inappropriate topics of conversation that happened in the Dream SMP Discord in like VC's.
Drop the Discord. Fuck all these games. Drop the Discord. Drop it. Where are the chats? Someone's got them. We want them. Let me see what are the inappropriate conversations. Instead of hinting at something, drop the receipts. I'm so tired of this. Y'all just make up stuff and don't present any evidence.
And in VC channels when I was younger, which at the time made me quite uncomfortable.
Oh,
but I was
VC
like,
channels, okay.
This is just because I'm older
There's
now.
no
I
evidence
can be
of
part
that.
of these mature conversations. Now I'm older and I look back at that.
It's easy enough for him to hint at stuff like that without any evidence.
Rubs me the wrong way. It rubs me the wrong way. Like, I don't know.
I really hope that on one end, look, I'm going to try to steel man for Tubbo the best I can. Let's say that Tubbo was being so legit. There were some really, really gross conversations that were happening back then, but he was like, you know what? There's clout. There's money involved. We're all on a wave. Let's just keep it pushing. But just admit to that. Admit that that's the reason why y'all kept it pushing. Outside of that, now you're older and now you're looking in hindsight and being like, okay, well, this may have not have been good. Like, and without any evidence and without any direct examples, it sounds so bad. Like, you're making it sound like Dream Groomjaw and voice chats. Like, that's what you're making it sound like. And you're not clarifying.
So I had a private phone call with Dream and I explained all these things and I was like, this is why I don't like you. And we kind of came to the pieces like, okay, I'm not going to say anything on the internet because I don't want to. Like, I don't want to, and it's not worth the flame. Like, it's not worth the flame, you know? I know there's, dude, there's like 5,900 more people here than usual. You could say maybe, oh my god, he's talking about the drama now because it's the views, because it's the money. Again, if you want to see how much money I have, you can look it up on gov.uk.
That's not a refute to the criticism. That's not a refute. That's not like an actual legitimate response to the criticism. It just isn't. You can look and see how much money I have. You want more money. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Just like take a second, like anyone, before people just kill me here, just take a second to think about what he's saying. He's saying, I'm not doing this for the money and the views because I have lots of money. And you guys can see that. So that's the reason why I'm not doing it for it. That's it? Like, is because your bank account is visible, that makes you a humanitarian? What? Just admit that part of this is the views. It is because you know that a lot more of your audience is going to tune in to hear what you have to say about this. Just admit that. You're getting the wave of 2021 a little surge. Again, even Tommy. Like these are big things to talk about right now because people are, it's like, this is the first time y'all are all interacting again in years. This matters right now. That's why I got summoned back.
It's okay. Run an ad, by the way. Yeah. No. So I had a private phone call with Dream. I explained why I don't like him. Like, if he's watching the stream right now, because...
And I don't want to talk about Wilbur only because I don't know what happened. I just don't know. And I really wanted to hear what he had to say about it, like responding to everything and hear his side of it first before I just go and gung-ho about it. But based on what Shubba was saying, you know, and those things that she presented, I feel for her in that relationship. That was not good. His behavior in that relationship did not look good. But I don't know anything outside of that. And I saw a picture of him the other day and he looked absolutely terrible. It made me worried for his health. I don't know what's going on with that dude.
Because I know he always lurks. You can, if you want to come on stream right now, Dream, and talk about it, ring me on Discord. You still have me on Discord. We can just chat about it. Because
okay.
I don't
I
believe
like
that this isn't rage bait to promote a song. Like, you just ring me or text me.
If you call him, if he calls you legitimately or texts you legitimately, will you actually hear him out is my thing. Or will you just be like, well, Tommy said fuck you, so fuck you. Because, like, that is, if this is legitimate, oh, I'm open to this, this could be big.
And just come chat to me now about it. You know what I mean? Like, because we've had a private phone call where I explained my gripes. And I feel like my
years
feelings
ago, by the way,
there
years
are still
ago.
valid. And if not now, more valid. Because the actions now completely justify my feelings. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's gotta be rage bait. That's basically my whole thoughts. You're brave, my god. No, it's not brave. Like, dude, you can talk to someone you disagree and disagree with and genuinely dislike and just talk
oh
to
my
them.
gosh.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have to be, oh my god, I fucking hate this person. I don't want to talk to them. Like, I meet people that I genuinely dislike all the time, and I still talk to them because it's a normal fucking thing to do.
Okay, Tubbo,
Like,
I will sit here and just say it. That is the opposite of the impression I got from you. Like, we're now 47 minutes into this video. I never got the impression that you were someone that was reachable or that you would actually entertain a conversation with Dream. I'm just being so honest with you. This is the first time I feel like you might even be open to it. And I feel like you're saying this, but if you really had a conversation with Dream, there's a whole side of Twitter. This Mills person, the lore bitch, this person on Twitter, she absolutely despises Dream. She will post this, or he or she or they will post anything that's bad about Dream. They just hate this person. Like, they hate Dream. So people tweeting, quoting this person in earnest or supporting this person anyway already just makes me look at you and be like, all right, you're off the deep end. Because this person is so biased. Like, they absolutely despise everything about Dream. They retweeted literally fake things about Dream. Literally false accusations. They retweeted. They were part of the problem. Okay? I don't trust that person at all.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I feel like Tubbo, you're just afraid of getting cooked by your own audience if you actually entertain a conversation with Dream.
It's a normal thing to do. And also, I kind of like, with the Brighton Lot friend group, there is no one in the friend group that I feel necessarily gives the full two sides of the story. Again, or at least acknowledges their biases.
Yeah. Okay.
And I try to do that a bit more. But again, I am biased. And also, I do dislike him.
All right.
You know what I mean? But, like, also, it's not their responsibility and my friend group's responsibility to do that. If you don't want to be made fun of for doing shitty things, just stop doing shitty things.
Easier said than done. Clearly.
Bios, the nerd, just got on Tubbo. I know, dude. I've been in the server loophole for so long. I don't feel like I've said anything that insane, by the way, this stream. Like, I don't feel like I've said anything that insane. I do need to finish my thought because I got distracted with my own train of thought. Private phone call happened. That is, for me, where I put... After that private phone call, that is where I put it to bed. I literally put it to bed. That is the last time I ever spoke and interacted with Dream ever. Before the Truth video came out. That is the last time I spoke... until now. That's the last time I ever had any direct private contact with him. I just feel like he needs a bit of like a reality check, almost. Tubbo's trending on Twitter. But like, I feel like I haven't been unreasonable. And if there's anything that I have said which is like crazy unreasonable, if you're a genuine member of my community and partake in my community a lot, and like genuinely something I said is bad, then just let me know and I'll just read it on stream. Because there's nothing wrong with talking about shit. We don't, guys, it's not 2020 anymore. It's 2025. We don't have to tiptoe around hard things to talk about. Okay? We can talk about it.
I like that. I like that. I will give kudos to Tubbo right now. Let me give kudos to Tubbo for a second. He's at least entertaining the conversation, and he's putting it out there, and he's saying, look, we're not tiptoeing around anything anymore. We're going to talk about it. We're going to entertain it, and we're going to talk with people we disagree with. I like that. We need more of that. We need more of that. So let me go ahead and say that part is good, Tubbo. That part is okay. I respect that.
Like, we don't have to tiptoe around it anymore. Like, it's so, like, it doesn't...
I like that.
It doesn't necessarily, like, you know?
That's good energy right now. We need that.
There are people that I don't like, and I very openly dislike. We don't need to tiptoe around that. People in my community will know who I dislike. You know, because we just openly speak about shit. Guys, it's 2014. Let's move on. (2014) pack you. Like, it just doesn't need to be a big thing. And this is crazy. All of this is crazy. I don't really have any, like, closing thoughts. I feel like the Lamal's a bit... It kind of invalidates a lot of what he's saying, because there's no, like, genuineness. Because he's finding this whole situation so funny, because he's so detached from the community he spent 5 years creating. It's like, okay. I just can't believe it. It feels like, dude, don't be surprised if it comes out that this was some kind of promotional stunt. For some kind of video or some kind of song. See, the crazy thing is that I don't actually know what Dream makes anymore. I don't know if he makes any content. I feel like sometimes I honestly think that sometimes he exists only when the Brighton gang bring him up, because that is the only time I ever hear or see about him.
Wow, really? You telling me you didn't hear or see anything about him adding humans to Minecraft? Nobody was talking about any of that? Not only that, but if you're really being honest about that, then Dream would appear quite a bit, because y'all have been talking about him, mentioning him. Jack Manifold and them have been literally sending shots to them for the last 2 years, and Dream literally was not saying nothing. Just quiet.
Back to coding, yeah. Like, I feel like if we just all just, like, moved on and everyone just accepts that, yeah, these people stop, like, that these people just stop talking about each other. Like, the Brighton lot, I want to stop throwing out random strays and calling people pedophiles.
Thank you.
Just
okay.
for cheap laughs. Like, I don't like that. And I just feel like we just gotta, like, guys, hear me out. Everyone, let's just log on to the Realm SMP, and you can have a pet snail. Imagine. No.
And that's another thing about streamers that's different from YouTubers. Like, first off, I don't have that much of an audience anymore on YouTube. I'm just going to keep a spade a spade. I lost a decent chunk of my audience. So there isn't really too many people for me to really interact with to source an opinion from, at least when it comes to my community. On X, it's a little bit of a different story. I got a lot more engagement there, a lot more people who will talk back, or, you know, I'll talk with and kind of just get their opinion on. But I don't source my opinion from other people. You know, like I look at what I see what's happening, and then I come to my own conclusion based on my own thoughts and ideas. And then I either share that conclusion or I don't. And it's that simple. Like what he's doing right now, this whole thing of him sitting and reading the chat and sourcing for some kind of like validation, or maybe to see if there are people that are bucking against what he has to say. Like, I don't think that this helps. Like, I don't think it helps the situation at all. I think that's actually maybe even part of the problem.
Guys, I just want to say my new YouTube video aged so badly. By the way, this bit. Just this bit. 2025 being a real good one. I've got a good feeling about this year. Nothing bad is going to happen in 2025. Nothing.
Well, yeah, it was terrible, but you know, this wasn't even that bad. The people who lost all their stuff to the fires, and I'm not laughing because that's funny. I'm laughing at the fact that this could even be on the same realm. Like you're thinking, oh, 2025 is so terrible now. This is the terrible thing that's happened to you. I think that those people probably think 2025 is dog shit. If I'm being honest, I think there's a decent amount of people that are in Southern California right now that think that this year is the worst year ever. So there is that. You're right. You're right. That part of your video did not age well. But it is subjective,
Dude,
right?
I literally uploaded.
There are some people like Blackboy Max or whatever who probably thinks this year is amazing.
I did that yesterday. I literally uploaded that yesterday. That's crazy. Actually crazy. This is your fault. Yeah, guys, sorry. It's my fault that Dream woke up and decided to call 15 million people the Slur, including most people that used to be part of his community. And maybe still are. That's my fault. That's on me, man. I shouldn't have uploaded a YouTube video about my goals and aspirations, you know?
You got one guide. You just got one guide by somebody saying it's your fault. And instead of you even taking any, like, for one, you don't even need to acknowledge this dude. Like, you don't even know what he's talking about, right? You filled in the gaps there and tried to make it seem like he's unfairly painting you as the reason for Dream tweeting this out. I don't know. I don't think that that's what he might be insinuating. If anything is your fault, it's this constant rumor, allegation, perpetuation throughout the last couple of years. Like, if there's anything that's your fault, it's probably that. The fact that you are so biased to Tommy and are so, like, basically, like, your brain has been so decided that Dream is a bad person that you literally couldn't hear him out, even though there was so much evidence to suggest the opposite of what he was accused of. Like, if there's anything that you're at fault at, is for that, and then perpetuating that mindset to your audience so your fans can go around and tease him and basically ruin his life. That is your fault. You will have to live with that. Because you don't know if Dream's innocent or guilty, but you definitely have leaned towards the guilty side heavy, and it is only worsened the life of this man.
No, that's crazy. This is also crazy, by the way. I had no idea this happened. Like, to an extent, I do kind of live under a rock. Why the fuck is XQC?
I'm just gonna say it so that for the people who don't know, I don't care for Trump. I really don't. I don't like the guy. I don't. I didn't want him to be president. I'm just saying it. So I am not going to defend Trump whatsoever. And I don't care for XQC. I don't care for him either. All right? I'm just being honest with y'all. I don't. So I have no... I'm not on their side. Just so people don't get it twisted. I am not on their side. I'm not going to sit here and defend this. No.
Shaking hands with Donald Trump, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't even know XQC was a Trumpy. I didn't even know he'd fallen down the alt-right pipeline. I thought he just fell down the shit ton of money pipeline. You know what I mean?
If I'm correct, I think XUC bet on, I think, Kamala winning, or Kamala bet on Kamala winning, and then she lost, and then he lost a ton of money, and then I think he went towards Trump after that.
Where he just kind of has a ton of money and does a ton of gambling. I didn't even know he was a fucking Trump head. Yeah, it was a stream of Aiden Ross. What stream of Aiden Ross? I'm gonna be so honest, guys. I don't even particularly know who Aiden Ross is or what he does. I only know him as a Kick streamer and the terrible things that I saw in his Twitch chat when I was arguing with the founder of Kick on Twitter. That's about it. Like, it's just so not my side of the internet. Like, I'll bang on a Jeff Gerling video, you know what I mean? And I'll sit through maybe like a couple hours of that. And then in the meantime, all of this is happening. He derided Andrew Tate. That's so funny. Why? Oh my god. So are we realming? Guys, I'm not gonna lie. Low-key, this has kind of fried my brain. What the fuck? When did this happen? Did I miss a whole chapter?
Yeah, this is the whole thing. This definitely happened. Oh my gosh. This is brain rot. This is brain rot on my screen.
Aiden gifted him an expensive ass watch.
What is this? This has nothing to do with Dream.
Politicians weren't allowed to accept gifts from constituents. I missed like a whole damn chapter, bro. They aren't? Huh? God, I don't understand US politics. Like, the whole system seems so fucking fucked.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why we don't want you speaking on it. We don't care to hear you speak on it. Well, that was my reaction. This long video responding to Tubbo's side. I guess if you enjoyed me responding to this, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to cut up clips of it and send it out there and put it out there, you have my permission to go ahead and do that. Tubbo, you know, I actually truly do have a lot of respect for you as a creator. I think that you are very intelligent, you're young, and I think that you have been influenced by the people around you to perpetuate things that really are not correct. And I think if that part of your career, or if that aspect of your platform, like if you just kind of stop doing that, I can continue to respect you as a creator and we can continue to move forward and whatever. But yeah, bro, I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. Some of the things that you said in here really give me the impression that you either didn't watch Dream's Truth video, you didn't care to hear his side at all, or you just didn't look at the evidence all the way, or you didn't examine it. But if you did do all of that and you still come away with Dream, thinking Dream might be still, guilty of his crimes, then just, I would say wholeheartedly, just say that, instead of teetering on a line and making it seem like you were in the middle when you're not. You know, you can't keep floating these pedo jokes and making comments and talking to friend groups and conversations and saying, don't talk to him, don't do this, and, you know, behaving in this way online, and then try to turn around and be like, well, his video, he could have been, but he could have not. I don't know. Like, just, we know what side you're on at this point, so just own up to it. Man up and say it. You're on the wrong side, in my opinion, but you might as well just own your shit if you're going to even be a part of this conversation at all at this point. This is years on now, and you're not, for you to now make it seem like you don't deserve any criticism for choosing that side is ridiculously unfair. And I'm not sure why you feel like you deserve to sit on some chair that's, you know, not deserving of criticism for having to come into that conclusion. You know what my real advice is? A couple of things I want to happen. One thing I would love to see happen is a conversation between Dream and Tubbo and Tommy, between Jack Manifold 2. I would love to see that. I also would love to see a reaction to the Truth video. I would like to see Tubbo fully react to the Truth video and give his full opinion on it, because Dream definitely did urge all the creators to do that, and I think if he did that, it would at least show his audience the other side of it, to the extent of like maybe they might be a little bit more receptive and empathetic for what that man was going through. Because although you can say it's not an excuse to bring up the fact that he's being swatted and doxxed at the same time, it's not an excuse, but it is a reason. It's a good reason to have certain perceptions and to respond to certain things a certain way. That would change anyone. And if there's anyone that owes Dream that, it's you. It's the people who fed off of all of his clout and were part of his server for years. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this situation. Y'all can let me know what you thought in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this very long video and sticking with me. I will see everyone in the next video. Peace.